Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ark News. Now, I haven't covered it in a couple weeks, so we're going to actually do about 3 weeks worth of stuff here, but several things have happened. Not a lot has happened, but several things have happened. But one of the biggest ones is the Rhyniognatha, and we'll cover that one probably last, because it is third in the chain of and how things have happened. All right, but yeah, so let's talk about the first one, and really, we're just going off the community crunches here. Let's see, the first one is the retexture of everything as they're importing it into Unreal Engine 5. Now, honestly, this one right here, I'm kind of excited by it. I mean, this one actually looks like it was taken straight out of game, or, you know, yeah, it was just set up in-game, and then they just took a screenshot of it and then compared them side to side. Honestly, I think it looks really cool, and it makes it, it makes it look like it honestly, the new stuff honestly makes it look like the original stuff is really low texture, which is weird because right now you go into Ark and you look at Ark and you're like, oh, hey, you know what? This looks actually really good. And then you look at it compared to the Unreal Engine 5 and wow, okay, yeah, that does look really low texture. But honestly, I think they did a really good job of the stones, the mortar and pestle, the what looks like the tinto berries or coffee cherries. I mean, it looks more like coffee cherries than it does anything else, especially with the color palette on them. And then the boards on top of the smithy look really good. And also the textures of the sleeping bag look really, really great. So if this is the kind of stuff we have to look forward to when it comes to Ark Survival Ascended, honestly, I'm kind of excited. I mean, yeah, it sounds like, it looks like it's going to be kind of cool. I just hope they start showing us more and more stuff, because these little teaser, you know, bits, they're okay, but just show us a screenshot, all right, of, you know, look, the very starter area in the island, where, you know, the very first moments of the very first trailer that ever came out on Ark, just show us a screenshot of that, please, all right? That, I think that right there would make me feel pretty dang good. All right, let's get into the next one. So the next one is, this is the wood structures. Now, this is just a drawing, all right? But, I mean, this isn't in-game. It looks like the wall structures on the side or the foundation, everything like that, that's what they're going off of, and they're trying to create that in the game. But, yeah, this is just a concept art. But if they keep a couple things in this, the way they have them in the art, as they incorporate them into the game, I'm going to be really excited. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, and I will cover those here in just a few minutes. I think that it'll look really good. But yeah, one of the main things is the different color tone that they have on each of the bits. Is that painted, or is that where the wood is gathered? Right? I mean, you can see they've got one that's, you know, blackish and goldish. The other one that's got more of a cyan / wood color on it. You know, more of like a moldy, or it's been there for a while, so it's got some moss growing on the roof kind of thing. Honestly, I mean, I realize they probably just did that for texture and to, you know, accentuate a point, but if they could actually do something like that, where you gathered the wood determine the color of the wood that you put it into it. I know that's asking for a lot, but that would be so cool. All right. And then another thing is down here on the bottom here. Let me grab my mouse. Down here on the bottom, how they have this sloped roof, and then this one right here as well. If they can keep this into the game, I think this would be really cool, because how the slope roofs are in Ark currently, in Ark Survival Evolved, is when you just put a slope roof and then you put another one down below it, it ended up looking like a pyramid wall, right? And then this one right here has more of a longhouse effect, because it comes down at a certain degree, and then the degree slightly changes, and then it goes down a little bit more, and then it slightly changes a little bit more, and it goes down a little bit more. That's really, really cool. It gives it more of the Viking longhouse appearance instead of the pyramid. Right. And, I mean, I love building. I think building is really great in Ark. There are a few things that I would, you know, that could be, you know, ultimately changed. But, honestly, I think that the building in Ark is generally pretty damn good. And if this is kind of how it is, then I'm looking forward to it, especially right up here. This is another one right here. The cross-section pillars for the foundation. Instead of just a big, huge pillar going right up, it's now a cross-section that comes down for more structural support. That's kind of cool. I know a lot of other games have done stuff similar like that, where you have to have the structural support, like Valheim, No One Survived, stuff like that, where you have to have the structural support and it goes down. Matter of fact, Conan actually went to a thing like this, but Conan still uses the straight up and down pillars. But the other structural supports where you have to have the brace, that would be really cool if they're going with that route. It would ultimately change a lot of how current building is in Ark, but honestly, change isn't a bad thing. All right, as long as it's done for the better, it's not a bad thing. All right, now let's get into the last one. All right, because that's all the news, other than certain Evo events and such like that, which really, if I were to talk about them 2 weeks later, it really wouldn't have much of an impact. All right, now this right here is the most current one. This is the Rhyniognatha. Now, this guy right here kind of, it terrifies me, and it shocks me, and it thrills me, and a little bit disgusted. Now, the community has been touting this guy as like a giga killer bug for as long as it was up in the vote. And, wow, yeah, what it's doing to this Rex, I mean, the Rex is either loving it or it's hating it, but one of the two, it's getting it. And so I think that, I mean, if it's definitely not, well, it's definitely a Rex killer, is what I'm saying. And so the Giga killer, maybe, I don't know. But another cool factor of this guy is not only its size, its chitinous little bits, its scorpion crab-like tail coming off of its butt, the fact that it can fly. That kind of blows my mind right there. You're gonna have to worry about this guy flying. All right, now, another thing is that this, discover the Rhyniognatha, a supersized creature with a set of unique abilities, from producing a quick hardening resin, right? Quick hardening resin, like glue, polymer, to being capable of carrying large objects around your base. These versatile creatures provide an unparalleled enhancement to your tribe's defenses. Now, being able to carry around the large objects in your base, that's much like the mech from Genesis 2. I'm glad that they're actually incorporating other dinosaurs' abilities onto this that are so underutilized on other dinosaurs. Because, I mean, while the Genesis 2 mech is cool, it's still a Genesis 2 mech. It's so few people are actually using it. But being able to put it on here, it's going to become mainstream. Because, I mean, if this guy can fight Gigas, everybody's going to get it. Yeah, and then everybody's going to be able to move stuff around their base, and it's going to be a widely utilized ability. So I like the fact that they did that. I think that is really cool. The quick and hardening resin, that right there, that's going to be kooky. All right, and then also another thing that's coming around is the Switch. The Switch is actually getting Genesis 1, which honestly, I think it's about time. I mean, when I was up at PAX, I met the guys that, some of the team that had done the new Switch code that the Ark Survival Evolved is running on when it comes to Switch, which was also such good code. It was originally going to be used for Ark Survival Ascended, but they decided to scratch that idea and just redo it all from the beginning. The Switch game is actually it's really smooth. It's smoother than it was prior to the revamp of it, and I think it's great that they're finally adding all the rest of the expansions into it. So Genesis Part 1, yeah, it's awesome. It's nice for people that's playing it on the Switch. You know, it's about time. All right, it's a fun expansion. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. So hey, and also here's a picture of the volcano when it comes around on the Genesis. This is the kind of stuff that you can expect on Switch. Yeah, enjoy, guys. All right, but yeah, so that's the news. Yeah, not that much. They just gave us a teaser picture of the Rhyniognatha, and then, yeah, that's really about it. So, hey, I hope you guys enjoy the news. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.